Did you know that 1 in 5 minutes of every moment spent on the internet is spent on Facebook? What? Oh my goodness. Do you know how to capture that audience? Do you know how to start to turn it into leads? Look, companies now understand the power of social media more than ever, and that's why companies have tripled their cost in marketing since 2009, dedicated to social media. So social media advertising cost has tripled in the last 10 years. Now, I don't know if that's a big deal to you, but what that says to me is that a lot of people are going after the same type of people and the same leads, and there's a lot of people out there who are competing for attention. So how do you break into it? How do you get seen? You're in the right place. If you're an individual who wants to be receiving endorsements, sponsorships, promotions, you want to get paid to do what you do, you're in the right place. That's right. But you're sitting here and you're saying, how do I do this though? How do I actually read or apply what Gary Vee is saying? Well, look, that's why we're here today, because I want to teach you how to get leads through social media by taking the beautiful, wonderful manuscript of Crushing It and actually ask the, but how do I do it questions. So I've actually prepared this for you because Gary Vee says you need to use the internet to build your personal brand. Those are his favorite words. But you're probably still sitting there going, but how do I actually do that, right? Welcome to 333 Academy and to your How Do I live stream mastery seminars. And I want to make sure that you are comfortable with these exact steps. I'm Crystal Lindsay with 333 social media entrepreneur, digital marketer, and college professor. And I want to teach you the exact steps you need to do to be able to turn this Gary Vee's concept of using the internet to build your personal profile into actual leads for your business. So if you're a busy entrepreneur or a real estate agent, I've got you covered. I'm committed to being your live video marketing coach and spoon feeding you every single week. Everybody needs to know how to be able to take action, because taking action is easy when you know what to do, right? I have my mentors as well. Special shout out to Tony Robbins. I've been following this man for decades. I admire his work and he inspires me to fill up spiritually every single day. And that's what I'm going to leave with you today and one of my critiques of the book, but I'm getting ahead of myself. But special shout out to Tony Robbins. And special shout out to, of course, Gary Vee for inspiring this broadcast in this series where we're going through his book. And I want to give a shout out to the good Ryan Dice of Digital Marketer. Special shout out in inspiring me into the content funnel and funnel optimization and helping entrepreneurs harness the power, that's like a motorcycle, you get it? Vroom, vroom. Harness the power of digital marketing. I also want to give a special shout out to Ian Garlic. Thank you so much, and really helping me understand how to apply case studies for storytelling, branding, and live video. So all of this has come together. I listen to people and study this stuff every single day so that you don't have to get lost in the flurry of emails and YouTube videos and then try the stuff and see what works and hope it works and pray it works. No, just show up here. I've already tried it all. I help people do this every single day. So I want you to be able to live life on your own terms, as Gary Vee would say, and start using live video marketing. So this is a 5-part series. Today in particular is, but how? So I'm going to bring it back to you and give it to you in just a moment, but let me tell you the other 4 that's going to follow. Next week, we're going to be talking on 333 on Thursday YouTube Live for your next How Do I Live Stream Social Media Strategy Seminar. Yes, I said that fast. Next week is Complete Your Buyer Persona. We're going to talk about the critiques. You'll see how this fits in. We're also going to talk about how to have a strategy to increase engagement, because he's saying what you need to do in general, but how do you actually get people to engage? I'm going to teach you that. I'm also going to teach you how to get the people who are most likely to convert or refer you business and get them to be able to see your video. And lastly, I'm going to teach you how to use budget and technology, how to be able to set the right technology and budget up so that you are successful throughout your entire broadcast. Because what makes the difference is that you take action. See, what makes me different than Gary Vee is that I'm preaching the good news of live video marketing. I want the world to know you just take your phone, you put it sideways, you hit that go live button and tell the world the good news of your business. I also coach on how to layer in storytelling branding to be able to generate leads. Now, Gary Vee is a phenomenal entrepreneur, author, influencer, public speaker extraordinary. Special shout out. He tells you how to crush it in his original book where he applied it to his business. And now in this book, Crushing It, he's talking about other businesses and how they've been successful in applying his first book, Crush It. Okay? So he wants to show you the endless possibilities of how you can build your personal brand using the internet, and he does go through each channel later on, but he's not spending enough time talking about, one, the fact that it needs to be live video, not pre-recorded video, and two, he's not necessarily talking about how you actually go live to be able to generate leads, knowing that it's the most powerful tool that you have. So, special shout out again, Gary Vee, you're rocking it. He's got 8 core principles that you need to base all of your content on, your entire strategy. So let me give them to you straight. This is the whole first part of the book, and then I'm going to start picking it apart and telling you how we're different a little bit more. All right? So first things first, he says it's intent. All right, so you can't go through this process of pouring yourself out into video if your intent is not to provide value. If your intent is to make a buck, a quick buck, and you're not committed to the long-term value-added process, you're going to fall flat. You will not get what you're looking for in the short term. This is a long-term game. Now, that's what Gary Vee says. I'm going to coach you on how to take those short-term video assets and turn those into video ads and be able to generate leads. It is totally possible. That's what we do every single day here with 333 Social Media. But he says you need to work with intent, and I agree with that. You need to be clear that this is not about making a buck. It has to be about making a difference and telling the stories. The next thing he talks about is authenticity and really showing up authentically. Now, this is a little bit of what we're talking about in terms of intent. If your intent is wrong, your authenticity is going to be off and you'll fall flat. But what I got out of authenticity is spirituality. He doesn't talk about that. But what I get, whether you meditate daily and you balance your 7 chakras, or you're praising Jesus with your worship music, or something in between, it doesn't matter. I'm talking about spirituality in terms of your connection to yourself and how strong you feel in your core. And if you show up on video and you try to do this, what I'm doing right now, like this, and you didn't go for your walk, or you didn't meditate, or you didn't center yourself, or play with your dog, or whatever it is that gets you connected to who you are, you're going to fall flat. So for me, when I hear authenticity, it means take the steps necessary to build up who you are so that you can show up fully on camera. Because you can't just turn the camera on and go live without being prepared fully, because it will zap you if you're not ready. And all that means is you just take the time, be thoughtful. Maybe you journal, maybe you read, maybe you like Sudoku, maybe you walk on the beaches, maybe you play with your dog, maybe you meditate, maybe you pray, maybe you listen to worship music. I don't know. But do what you gotta do to get real with who you are so you can show up authentically in the video. The next thing he talks about is passion. De passion. Huh? Oh. Ah. Je parle français aussi, hein? No? All right, I'll stop. But you get what I'm saying here. The French are passionate people, right? You want to be around people who are passionate, and you can't go live on video. If you're not passionate about your topic, you can't fake being passionate. So again, for me, my core is really going back to meditating every single day. I do meditate, being able to do long walks and be able to connect with my passion and my purpose before I ever sit at my desk. So I encourage you to figure out whatever it is that you have to do to be able to get in touch with your passion. I also want to bring you to his next tip, which is patience, which is also that juxtaposition to the next one, which is speed. So is it patience or is it speed? Let me give it to you both sides. The way Gary Vee breaks it down is patience is for the long term, speed is for the short term. And what he means by that is for speed, you need to hustle and work hard. And for patience, what he's saying is you need to work hard long term. That's that long term game we're talking about, right? Be patient if you don't get the results you want. Look, I want 1 million followers off the bat too, but you gotta work for it by giving value every single day. So if you wanna know how do you get people to show up and like your page and follow your page and engage with you, how do you build a community? The first thing I'm gonna ask you is, what are you doing to provide value? So make sure you have a patient, long-term approach to providing value that will pay dividends, period, okay? The speed, though, is the hustle that Gary Vee is known for. This man, every time I see him, he looks a little haggard. It's like, Dad, you had a break. And he hustles 20 hours a day. This man is rocking it, okay? And that's what he says for everybody to do, is work 18 to 20-hour days. Look, yesterday was a 14-hour day for me. And this weekend, I'm working all weekend. I haven't had a day off since January. I'm not bragging, although Gary Vee, I'm sure you would be proud. I'm just saying that's the reality of when you're building your business and you've got clients or realities and you're working in your business, you need to make the time to work on your business. And that's that speed part. You got to get more in the day. And if you can't cram it all in the hours, you got to work on your business outside of it. But make sure you got time to work on your business, not just in your business for your clients. All right. The last couple things here is work and attention. So again, work is pretty straightforward. You got to put in the work. You got to be willing to work for it. And attention, you just got to focus all of your attention into what you're really going after and what your vision is in the long term. And the content is king. That's his number 8 principle, is make sure you're creating content. And that's where I think he falls a little bit short, because while he is saying you need to niche up and find your niche and be able to create content for that niche, he also said you need to document and you need to create. So that is an interesting insight. So niche up was something I've been telling entrepreneurs and real estate agents for years, okay? Stop being everything to everybody and say, okay, here we go. I'm going to pick this niche. I am going to claim my stake in the ground and say, from now on, I am doing live video, not just social media. Take your stake and pick it wisely, but get your niche based on what matters to your clients. That's what I'm coaching you on in next week. So I'm not gonna get ahead of myself, but I just wanna say, get your niche and make sure you pick it wisely so you can create value. Now, the next thing he says is document versus create. This was one of the biggest takeaways that I got as an entrepreneur, especially as a social media marketer, right? A lot of this stuff was kind of second nature. I'm already doing it. It's a new way to phrase. But the big takeaway for me as a business owner was I haven't been doing enough documenting. So let me walk you through this, and I spent a really great time this morning with one of my clients. Special shout out to Bond Hair Bar in Silicon Valley. We're talking about documenting versus creating, okay? Documenting means I'm going to share my life with you. Now, I still coach you on how to show up, and the first thing you say is answer the Captain Obvious, so what question. Why does anybody care? So for example, if I'm doing my behind the scenes on my Osmo, on my personal profile before this video shoot, which I did, to document the process, I just pretty much told them about why they would care about the setup and told them about why I'm sharing my life with them and talked about my journey from foster youth to entrepreneur and how I'm helping people use live video to be able to access that. Now that's just an example of how I documented the process, showed them the lights and the camera and all of that, and really gave them a behind the scenes peek and insights into me. That's documenting your life. That is something I fell flat on before reading the Gary Vee book. So I went out and got my Osmo and my Gary Vee book, and I'm telling you, this will change your life. So I encourage you to get your Osmo, O-S-M-O, and this is the DJI model, and highly recommend. It's about $179. You can't get any cheaper for the king of social media, live video marketing. So get your Osmo and get your Gary Vee book and start documenting your life. The second half he's talking about is creating. Now, that's where I've been really, I think, excelling in this process of creating strategy seminars like this, where I'm giving you tips and has a strategy, a purpose, clear-cut approach. That's creating. So you document your life and tell Captain Obvious why somebody in your ideal client would care, but creating is where you generate content and strategy and tips and insights, and you give specific things that will help your client. Hope that's starting to make sense. Comment below if it's not making sense. And then the last thing he said that really resonated with me was, you don't overthink creating your content. Just document your journey. And again, for me, I overthink my content. I'm in my head all day long thinking about my social media strategy seminars and whether I'm gonna put this on there or tag this person or add this, updating my slides right before. I'm committed to it. That's my nature. But what I need to do, and maybe what you need to do if you're a type A kind of go-get-em personality yourself, is you need to just be okay with just turning this on without a script and going live. I say from the stage at California Association of Realtors and San Diego Association of Realtors that you should not go live without a script, because deer in headlights and rambling is in your future. No, it's all falling apart. No, okay. So maybe, just maybe, you can go live and look it in the camera and just say why you are sharing your life with them in a way that would resonate with your client. So don't overthink it too much. Go live and share those tips, okay? So my biggest critiques in summary, and then I'm gonna tell you how to apply this, is that he's not talking about enough live video, right? He does not walk you through what type of content to create to drive results. He's not saying to figure out the 80-20 Pareto's principle and how to identify what it is specifically that's driving your business, how to figure out the most profitable service, and then figure out what type of clients go after that, and then who you've worked with like that client, and then what that client asked you about. That process is what we're doing next week, so stay tuned. But he doesn't even touch on that. He just says pick your niche, but he doesn't give you a process to pick your niche. So next week, that's right. Oh yeah, we're picking your niche, so stay tuned. And then he doesn't say anything about how to actually go live. So I want to teach you how to actually go live. What a concept. So again, how to go live. He doesn't talk about the budget. He doesn't talk about the process. He doesn't give the best practices. He doesn't say to say you twice in the first 8 seconds. These are things that I coach on and that I really would love to see in his next book. I don't know if it's like, if it was Crush It and then Crushing It, maybe it's Crushing It Harder? I don't know. Who knows, right? But I want to see that sequel. And then the next thing is he says nothing about the power of direct marketing your existing sphere. And as a marketer who deals with real estate agents primarily and entrepreneurs, oftentimes you have a smaller sphere of influence and a small budget, right? And then you need to make that go really far. But what you can do in your situation is pull down your LinkedIn contacts, pull down your Gmail, pull down your Facebook, pull down everything, and put it into one custom audience in YouTube or Facebook, and then you can direct market your sphere. All right, that's coming up too in the next 4 tips. So I don't want to give it all away, but again, I feel like Gary Vee is just the opposite of what somebody should do to fill up spiritually. He's saying hustle 18 to 20 hours a day, sleep 6 hours, and show up for family stuff and nothing in between. What I say is hire a virtual assistant, do the buyer persona so you work smarter, not harder, and then go live so you get more engagement, 10 times more than a pre-recorded video, and be able to harness the power of your audience, the people who already know, like, and trust your brand. All right? So I get it, okay? Not everybody's going to be ready for this. Not everybody is ready for camera right now. See, just last week, if I may, I was working with somebody who wasn't comfortable with being on camera, and he said, I don't know. I mean, I want to, but I don't know what's holding me back. I kind of want to. I mean, maybe I'm afraid. I'm not afraid, so I don't know why I'm not on live. I just don't want to. I mean, I want to, but I don't. So it was like this cycle, right? So it was like, well, why don't we just try going live together? So we put the tripod up, we put our cell phone adapter on and put our phone in there, and we didn't go live, we just put in camera mode, and we just shot a couple things. And I was like, go big, go to 11, put your arms up, you know, and be silly. Okay, I'm a little sillier than perhaps most people on camera, but it brought it out in him, something that was very genuine, and he was able to look in the camera and say, are you looking for your next Christmas presents? I've got you covered. And then actually was able to see the confidence that he had. And so I offer that to you. Don't overthink it. If you don't think you're ready for camera right now, okay, I'll give you that. But start taking action so that you are, or give up on social and stop wasting your money. That's my advice to you. So make sure you get the right technology, get your umbrella lights, get your tripod, get your audio figured out, and practice staring in the mirror and taking little basic videos of yourself until you feel comfortable. Because everybody can get on camera. Because let me tell you this, if you're afraid of the way that people think you look, don't go out of your house. Oh, that's not possible, is it? I mean, I guess it could be if you're agoraphobic, you know, no judgment. But I'm just saying, the reality is we have to go out of our house. We have to go into this world. So what I'm saying is show up into this world and really say, hey, This is who I am. Own it. If you got some wrinkles, you're going to have wrinkles when they meet you in person. So get over how you think you look on camera. Get some umbrella lights. Put on some good makeup or do what you got to do to kind of brush it out and just show up fully. It doesn't have to be perfect, and people don't like perfect. So let the authenticity of a few wrinkles or gray hairs or whatever it is shine, and get your umbrella lights so you look your best, and go live, and go live often about things that your clients already care about. That's next week, right? How do you pick your niche and figure out what they care about? Yeah, join me next week, okay? Just be willing to put in the work in front of the camera. You think I learned my silly face? Look at this. You think this face came to me overnight? No, I had to practice this face, okay? But you practice your faces, practice your faces. One of the things I admired about Jim Carrey for years was how he used to talk about how he'd get in the mirror and for hours just practice the funny faces. Anybody who's ever seen Jim Carrey knows his facial features. Oh my gosh, liar, liar with the pin. And he goes, the pin is blue. Oh my gosh, the emotion on his face. If you haven't seen Liar, Liar, go watch it. Favorite scene ever, okay? But he practiced that face. That didn't come naturally. So you have to step into yourself through practice, just like anything else. If you want to shoot hoops, you got to practice. If you want to do live video, you got to practice. So get in the video or get in the mirror and do your practice. That's my little soapbox. All right. So if you're watching this, I want you to know you are officially not a entrepreneur. You are officially trying. All right, Gary Vee says no entrepreneurs allowed. So if you're just watching this thing and I just want to make a quick buck and run a quick ad, this is not the right video for you. What I'm going to teach you though is a lot faster route than what Gary Vee is talking about, because I'm going to give you the specific marketing insights on how to actually do the things that he's inspiring you to do. A+ on inspiration, Gary Vee, but I'm going to give you like a C- in terms of actual steps on what I need to do. So that's where I'm trying to fill in the blanks. So if you have a commitment to service or a desire to teach or something burning in you to get out and get in front of the camera, get ready and sit here with me every single Thursday at 3:33, because I'm bringing it to you live so you can take action, because it's easy to take action when you know what to do. Insert long pause, period. If you don't know what to do, it's hard to take action. Have you ever tried that? You remember trying to drive your first time? Oh my, I didn't learn to drive till I was 19, so I really remember being in college. It was like a brand new Mustang. It was green. I was so nervous, and I was like trying to not parallel park into the fire hydrant. It was so hard to parallel park. I can parallel park in San Francisco on a dime now, and I don't think twice about it. So it's just an example. We all have those scenarios where we started in something and it was so hard, but it got easy. So take the time to make sure, invest in yourself so it will become easy for you. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up real quick after I drop some knowledge bombs on you, and see you next week. We're about 22 minutes in my 33-minute broadcast, so I got about 11 minutes to do the biggest knowledge bomb of the day. So get ready, get your pen. We're going to the 13 steps to master Gary Vee's 8 principles. And again, we already went over his 8 principles. Remember, intent and speed and authenticity, rah, rah, rah. Okay. But how do you actually do it? That's why you're here today. Let me show you. First of all, you know where I'm going to start, don't you? You know? You need to fill up spiritually. Okay, no, you don't need a maniacal laugh. It's a beautiful thing when you fill up spiritually. But the reason why I insert that moment, because it really is the secret sauce, so you can take over the world, right? So you can show up fully, so that you can be pumped. If you think I can shine from within like this and just fill up this whole room and yell at the camera all day, if I didn't take the time for me, no, and neither can you. So if you're falling flat on camera, go do some push-ups, run down the street, smack yourself in the face. Do something to shift your physiology, and that's what Tony Robbins would say, is change your physiology, you change your reaction. You react different when you feel different, even with the same stimulus. So therefore, if you change the way that you feel, you will show up different on camera. Don't make me get all Captain Obvious on you on this. You know what I'm talking about. Make sure you shine from within. The next tip I got for you, number 2, is get comfortable on camera by getting the right technology. I've already given you this knowledge bomb. We talked about lighting, tripod, audio, and I'm giving out selfie lights. These clip on your phone so that you can go live easily. So selfie lights is one version of lighting Umbrella lights would be another. For audio today, we are using the iRig mic. We also have our lapel mics in case that's not available or not charged. But whatever it is, get your lighting, get your audio, and get your tripod, whether it's an Osmo like this or just a simple basic tripod where you're able to just put a cell phone adapter. It's up to you, but get your lighting, tripod, and audio. Next, I want you to identify the most profitable service that is driving your business. So sit there and think, what's the most profitable service? Well, look, what's the one that I would wish I could sell 10 more just like? Chances are you know what that most profitable service is, but you're not promoting that specific service, and more specifically, you're not going after the specific clients who care about that service. Instead, you're trying to run a special on $9.99 off your whatever product that you think people want, but you haven't been intentional. So take the time to be intentional. The next thing I want you to do is to be able to actually complete your buyer persona. And that's how I teach you how to identify your niche. That's next week. All right, we're going to brainstorm the FAQs and the things your client cares about. Then after that, I'm going to have you in tip number 5, pick your pillar content. Yeah, this is where Gary Vee really nailed it, okay? He says pick your pillar content, and what you're doing is essentially you're threading it off. So you're going to have one core, and he drew a nice pyramid of sorts here, right? And he said up here this is where you go live, right? You got your little camera, and then down here you have, let's say, 3 blogs. I coach you on how to actually take your video and get it on YouTube so you get the free transcription, and then that's what creates the blog, okay? And then from that, we're going to go ahead and splinter these off so that now we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then through this we could do 1, 2, 3, even from 1, 2, 3, and you just splinter, splinter, splinter. But in order to do that effectively, you need to be able to have your core content, which all starts with video. So make sure you're starting with video so you can get that free transcription and not have to sit down and write a blog. Those days are long gone. The next thing you're going to do is pick your pillar channel. Last week on Tech Tuesday at 3:33 on Facebook Live, I started talking about how to pick your pillar content. I went through each channel, pros and cons, and talked about, so if you're interested, check out my Facebook page for the 27th. All right, May 27th, and you can find it on the Facebook page very easily on how to pick your pillar channel. Next, I want you to set your mega list. This is tip number 7. And again, set your mega list to direct market so you can actually say, hey, Facebook, here's 25 bucks, here's a video, and here's the list of people who literally already know, like, and trust my brand. Make sure they all come together, right? So that's the beauty of direct marketing. You can do it on YouTube as well as on Facebook. So make sure you're not just going, hey, I'm going after keywords, real estate agents in the zip code because I specialize in real estate. Yeah. Why did 20 bucks only get me 5 likes? Because they don't know you, and it takes 7 to 12 touch points before somebody engages with your brand, and sometimes even 100 touch points before they buy something from you. That's a really expensive way to advertise. What I'm saying is if you're on a budget and you're like me, Crystal Clearance Queen, I'm saying get ready, because there's a cheaper way to advertise in town, and that is to make sure you warm up your post by the people who already know, like, and trust your brand. So with that, make sure you set up those custom audiences about 24 hours in advance so you have access to boost and get that video seen by those people. All right, that brings me to tip number 8, which is you should be boosting it for $25 minimum per video. If you took the time to go live, you need to pay at least $25 to be able to get the traction you're looking for. Again, Gary Vee is not touching on anything about setting up your custom audience, anything about how much to boost a video for, anything about video in terms of how to boost it. So take the time through this video to not only set up your audience, but use it every time you go live for $25 a video. Next, I'm going to have you tell your audience when you will be live. Parentheses, email, text, social, phone calls, flyers, a pigeon. Do what you gotta do to get the word out. Keep the same time broadcast every single week and run a Facebook ad and to get people to show up and tell them the reason of the nugget of what they're going to learn. Or even better, take down your broadcast from last week and put it into BombBomb, shout out to BombBomb, and then send that around to all of your sphere and say, in case you missed it. Because again, to 85% of people prefer video. So if you know they prefer video, why don't you go tell them the good news? So don't feel like you're annoying them or bombarding them, or what if they unsubscribe? Look, if you're afraid they're unsubscribed, so you're not gonna send them an email, you might as well not have their email list. You're gonna get the same result. So what does it matter, right? Take the time and give them value. You're not hitting them up for a sale. You're saying, check out my live. Drive people to your channels. The next thing you wanna do is pop and prop. Pop and prop. Yeah. That's what I do. That's what I tell people to do. I say, welcome. And you gotta get in there and you gotta get close and you gotta lean back. That's how you pop and prop. You have to be able to invest in the first 3 seconds, or you're just a talking head and people will scroll right on past you. That's right. So invest in your first 3 seconds. Tip number 11, and we're at the 30-minute mark, so I got like 3 minutes to wrap it up. Tip number 11 is to do subtitles. Now, the Facebook wrap on subtitles just changed, but the process, I believe, did improve. So Facebook does auto-generate subtitles, but remember, I wanna shows up I-W-A-N-N-A, wanna, not want to. So be careful, and it says some pretty funny things, so you still have to edit it, but put subtitles, and bare minimum use Facebook's free subtitles, even if you have to. And then, of course, I want you to repurpose. Now, I told you about to tell your audience when you're gonna go live, and I alluded to the fact you could repurpose, but I wanna drill it home in its own tip. You need to repurpose every single video up to almost 20 times. That's my commitment to my clients, is I get your content repurposed 20 times. Because if you took the time to go live, I'm gonna take the time to make sure we can do this process to get it seen and repurpose it. All right, the last step is the lucky 13. You ready for this? Mind-blowing. Boom! Just repeat. Repeat. That means keep going. It's not one and done. That's what Gary Vee's talking about. This is a long-term hustle. So make sure as you're thinking about these things and how you can be successful, really think about how often you can go live, how you can begin to repurpose this to your other channels, what partners you could tag in the post, what am I doing to pop and prop? You know, think about those things critically. And if you need more help on getting the right technology to be successful going live, check us out on Facebook. That's 333, that is 333 social media on our Facebook page on Tuesday at 3:33, and then check us out here for the full strategy seminar on Thursday at 3:33. So again, short and fun, Tuesday, 7 minutes, probably real quick, one app, one software, one tech, real quick, in and out. And then here, full strategy seminar. So pick where you want it or get it both, but I'm giving away products on both one. So if you want strategy, I'll see you here every Thursday at 3:33 on YouTube. Stop making excuses. Start stepping into the power that you have within you and telling the good news. So I want to go ahead and announce the winner from last week's live. And I do have somebody here who has commented on the video last week. So special shout out, Patrick, that's for you. And for you Tuesday folks, stay tuned. I'm gonna be messaging you. Now, with that, let's go ahead and remember Gary Vee's words as we're signing off at almost exactly 33 minutes and 33 seconds. That's right. His words are, the only thing stopping you from achieving your lasting career and life happiness is you. Let that sink in and realize the power you have over your business and what you're missing out on. If you're not, going live and going live often. So make sure you do go live and go live often. Ciao, ciao.